Hi, I'm not John Green, and this is Crash Course AP Government. And today, we're going to talk about the United States Constitution, aka the blueprint to how our government system works. It's true that not everyone loves rules, but I guess you could say the rules given by the Constitution are rules given to America, or at least our government. The Constitution has been around for more than 200 years,
Wow.
which is pretty old. So, how was this blueprint for democracy even made? Let's head to the thought bubble.
America had finally won its independence from Britain. But under what rules would they be living? Its leaders, a part of the Continental Congress, had to put together a central government ASAP. The first attempts at the Constitution were the well-known Articles of Confederation, which was a success. Just kidding, but we'll get into that later. It called for a unicameral legislature, which means we lived by a legislature with only one chamber, that being Congress, which shocker didn't really work out. But it did create the Confederate government, hence the Articles of Confederation. The Confederal system gave the states ultimate authority because we still had that great fear of being ruled by a king. Part of the weaknesses included the fact that there was no judicial or executive branch, the central government couldn't collect taxes, there was no central military power, and there needed to be a unanimous vote to amend the articles, making it almost impossible. This led to several rebellions, including the well-known Shays Rebellion. Basically, this guy named Daniel Shays was a farmer in western Massachusetts who was PO'd about losing his farm and struggling financially because of the weak tax system. He started this rebellion with his local farmer gang that closed and burned down courthouses. But because of the Articles of Confederation, the federal government couldn't send out serious military forces, so the rebels dealt with state militias. At the end of the day, it proved there was a need for the central government to actually do stuff like create taxes and use its military when it needed to. The central government was just too weak. Long story short, it was trash. But everybody makes mistakes, and it's up for a good start.
Thanks, thought bubble. So now what?
In 1787, delegates from 12 of the 13 states met in Philadelphia to revise the Articles of Confederation. But instead, they created a whole new constitution. They wanted, of course, to create a central government that wasn't too weak or too strong, that it would create monarchy or promote tyranny. This was called the Constitutional Convention.
Of course, there were several ideas suggested to the convention.
One was the Virginia Plan, which proposed there would be a bicameral legislature. A bicameral legislature is a lawmaking body made up of two chambers. This plan called for representation in two houses, both based on population of the states, which small states obviously didn't favor. The New Jersey Plan called for a single chamber, unicameral legislature, in which would be based off of one vote to each state so that small states would be equal in representation from large states.
So, how was this debate resolved?
It is proposed that representation be according to population in the lower house, that all money bills originate in that house, and that in the upper house, each state shall have an equal vote.
In the Constitution, there were some principles considered. Popular sovereignty gave people the ability to rule. Federalism will be discussed more in another video. But basically, it's a way of governing that shares powers between the states and the nation as a whole. The separation of powers ensures that no one branch of government will have too much power. In a limited government, the government only has the powers given to it by the Constitution and nothing more.
If it tries to grab new powers, it's acting unconstitutionally. All citizens' individual rights are outlined in the Bill of Rights, which are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. Some of these rights might sound familiar, like the right to free speech or the right to practice your own religion. The original Constitution had no Bill of Rights.
The Constitution has 7 articles! Alright kids, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please smash that like button and I'll see you next time.